how often do we listen? When we think about what we've just been listening to, probably these are the moments that will help us very most as we learn to walk and we learn to grieve. I'm not a grief counselor. I'm a grief recovery specialist, if you like terms. What qualifies you to do that is maybe some academic stuff, but really is the last long number of years, especially in Ottawa, around 24 years. I've had years where I've grieved 60 street people in a year pass. And in the last 4 or 5 years, I've probably buried 25 or 30 people, predominantly people who had experienced an addiction and concurrent disorders. So I cry a lot. Over the last year, a person I didn't even know or I've never met, and again this evening, I met her again. It's Joe. And it was part of trying to help a lot of people in that group, in this group tonight, to realize something. Yeah. Jesus doesn't lie. He asks us to act. And remember the things that I heard tonight. It's like, this is what I act. I unload my suitcase. Maybe I got to do that for a while. I carry a rock in my pocket many times, every day, for a long time, so that not a moment will I stop myself from grieving. Whatever it is, acting upon grief. Grief is an action. Love is an action. These things are all wired by God in us to have our emotions, to learn to feel. If I asked you out on the way in, and I'm a stranger today, how you doing? You'd probably say fine. In the grief work that we do with grief recovery method, we know that means feelings inside not expressed. Just what we say to each other. We don't want to unload how we actually feel. How are you doing? Okay. I don't have an acronym for that. So what you did tonight, John and Vicky, what you did tonight, I wish that you could go on, maybe email this beautiful couple, Vicky and John, tomorrow and tell them how you slept. This changes our lives. What went on tonight changes our lives. We unload something and we receive comfort. And maybe we have to keep unloading and taking actions. And the grief recovery method is just a tool that can help you do that complements that first verse. That blessed are those that grieve. It just helps us to find a way. And I am trained in teaching this, but you could buy the book at Amazon and you could read the book. And then if you need some help, you can contact somebody to actually learn how to do the method. But it's really, really simple if you're going to be honest with yourself. It's very simple. What happens is, though, what was beautiful about tonight is you need people to listen to you when you're ready to share your feelings. When you can open up your heart and put into words that were so beautifully put in to words through songs and testimonies and actual publicly grieving. But you can just find somebody that you know that you can trust to just listen to you, not even hand you a Kleenex, because that distracts you and goes back to a lot of things that we learned about grief. Every time I talk to somebody who's grieving, they apologize for crying. First thing, you don't have to apologize, please. My brother there that was up here, Joe, I think his name was, yeah, you should cry. You have a broken heart. Finding safe places to do it where you can actually be listened to without any judgment, any analyzing, any other thing. Just being able to say what you need to say. The grief recovery method helps you to go through just formulating a way to take your broken heart and talk about it with somebody that has what we call a heart with ears. Not a heart with anything else but that, really. Now, there's need for grief counseling if people feel they need to go for grief counseling, and I have even given Vicki some the best lady I know in this city that does that, if you need a resource like that. But folks, we need to learn to take action with grief. And different than a lot of other recovery, the meetings are usually that you need to go to are with one person. And if you know Jesus, he's always with you. But you still need somebody in a room with you to listen to your heart. So I encourage you tonight, thank you. Some of those people that were on the slides, I've known some of them for a while. I was surprised I didn't know some of them had passed. The thing is, all of our life, since probably at some young age, we've been losing things. And we just didn't lose lives. We've lost dignity sometimes. We've lost faith. We've lost possessions. We've lost parents. Yes, we've lost them and they didn't die. Some of us gone through abandonments, all kinds of losses. So I don't know where the slides are now because I don't know what's going on up there, but I just say that it's normal and natural to grieve. We were fearfully and wonderfully made and created in God's image. I just end with this thought tonight. Jesus, yeah, he did cry. And we're created in his image. He didn't just cry, though. He acted on what was lost, and that was the human race. He responded by walking through suffering, and he will comfort us. And he won't just comfort us temporarily, for eternity. Thank you for listening. If you want to reach out to me, you can do it through Vicki and John. And I'd love to either guide you to getting help or finding this. There is a free ebook on griefrecovery.com, griefrecoverymethod.com. And you can look at that and see the book at chapters or whatever it's called these days, or get it on Amazon. God bless.